This is a story about gratitude. Now, before you get an attitude about how cliche this could get, I challenge you to find its synonyms like cinnamon sprinkled throughout it. How are we on that? Are we getting some feedback here? Are we good?
Okay.
You guys can hear?
Yep.
Okay. It sounds different up here. This is dedicated to my granny, Mazi. So I woke up hungry, and I think, oh, be sensible. I'm sure rich, tasty cheeses will make me full. And then I think fullness may rid me of this ornery state I'm in. However, upon closer inspection, I realized that Granny had raided our fridge. A brie she ate before she went to play bridge. Well, gotta give Gram mercy. In fact, when she comes back, I said, Gram, you always graced us with your presence growing up. I'd like to give you a gift for always showing up. Let's take a trip, just the two of us. Screw it, let's do it, she cried. In a few years, I'll be bye-bye, and dead education is hard to come by. Besides, I'm in great shape for my years. Nearly in tears, I cheered, and then a doorbell rang. At the door, a Sean sat waiting, my ex-beau, with a ring. He said, if you want to be my wife, I'll still veil you. Was this a test meant to win me back? I should have known he was applauding something real over the top. Suddenly, Gram showed up with backpacks and bags stacked in the back of a rag top, and she stopped and said, Sean, drop what you're doing and join us on this trip. I said, I'm sure he's missing, oh glory, vacations were supposed to be heaven sent. I said, I'm sure he's missing a probation appointment. No, I'm all good, he said. I'll sit in the back with her, winking at me. Was there a way to devote Sean as my passenger? I wanted to flee. But soon Granny reverenced the car and we were off to the glistening sea. Remember, Aunt Sue got a place in the Florida Keys, said Granny to me. Maybe this is what I need. Except Sean fell asleep, his knees hitting me, his breathing seething as loud as the highway breeze, and then he let his own breeze rip. And I thought, I will be celebrate this whole trip. Lottie, Sean, I cried, and then Granny frowned. Requiet or I'll turn this car around. Gee whiz, I never thought I'd be raising kids when I'm old and gray. Gee whiz being common diction used in her day. Well, thank God we arrived because we were all losing esteem, and we pulled up to a mansion with gardens of green. It was pristine, it seemed fake, like out of a film of claymation, and I said, if this is homage and where she goes on vacation. We unlocked the door, and much to our surprise, a wave of water gushed through right in front of our eyes. It knocked down a tree, and we watched it fall. Poor Aunt Sue will have to re-garden it all. Suddenly, a van pulled up, and a man approached. He was dressed in a jumpsuit, and on the front was a roach. He said, I'm the exterminator, and Sue's got bugs. This kind'll nest in the drains and cause floods. Don't worry, I can fix it, I can plug the hole. And I said, maybe reword that, as he took out his pole. And Gram said, I'm glad nasty bugs will go away, but in the meantime, where on earth will we stay? Hey, Sean said, let's camp in the backyard. I got what we need. It will not be hard. Without a delay, Sean built a fire and pitched a tent. And Grandma praised him, saying he was heaven sent, hell-bent to expend energy to rent a piece of free earth and build a hearth and earn his worth. And I said, with a tad of mirth, why do you have camping gear on you? He replied that his biker friends spent time in the woods and that it was on lend. So this content meant criminals had slept in it then? Fine. We sat down the flames and thought of a campfire song. And Gran said, if you're able to sing it, and we'll sing along. Oops. Should I try? Sure. And I sang Amazing Grace. And soon a peaceful energy fell over the place. And Gran fell asleep, a serene look on her face. Sean outstretched his hand, and I had to say yes. He wasn't much with words, except dancing is what he did best. So I swayed with him, my hand on his chest. The next morning, Sean found a loaf of cinnamon bread in the kitchen, and Granny was pleased we had stopped our bitchin'. I said, Gran, what's the best advice you've gotten that sounded like the worst? She said, past venerations will tell you, eat dessert first. So my friends, the true beauty of the story is this. Life is an adventure. Take advantage of it. Have an attitude of gratefulness like your elders do. I like to call it Granitude.
Yeah.
Thank you.